Hey everyone, it's Alexander Robinson. Welcome to the channel and welcome to Patriotic Comedy Month. This series was supposed to start last week, but basically I will be reviewing two movies that have a very jingoistic American feeling to them while also being comedies. And like I've done with the majority of these double feature retro reviews, I'm going to start off by talking about the movie that I have already seen before. And that movie in question is Team America World Police. Oh, hold on. I actually said that wrong. Let me start again. This is my review for Team America! Fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah! I had to get that out of the way. If it wasn't later in the review, it had to be now. Anyway, this is Team America World Police. It came out in 2004 and is basically a movie from the South Park team. It's directed by Trey Parker and co-written by himself, Matt Stone, and Pam Bradley. And this movie basically follows a group of special forces named Team America. They recruit an actor to try to go undercover as a terrorist to try to unveil a secret about all these terrorist attacks across the world. And eventually this leads to a plot involving the former North Korean dictator Kim Jong-il. I was 13 years old when this movie came out. I didn't watch it until many years later on DVD because naturally my parents were like, yeah, you're not seeing this movie. It's a puppet movie, sure, but it's got sex, violence, and it's just all around crude and vulgar, so we're not letting you watch this. But the movie was always on my radar as this comedy movie that came out in 2004. There was a classmate of mine back in middle school that would always sing that song and thus get in trouble for singing it. So when I eventually saw it, I found it to be really funny. And that was it. I just thought, yeah, this is a funny movie. I think I was about 19 years old when I first saw Team America, and now that I've had the chance to rewatch this movie in my 30s, it's still really funny. There are scenes that have me in stitches, but then there was also some scenes that really do not work at all, and mainly one joke in particular that I'll get to later. But this movie is just so unapologetically goofy, absurd. It's willing to make fun of everyone. And the big thing on this movie's mind right away is just the over-the-top jingoism of the 2000s, especially during the Bush administration. How he lied to all of us about going to Iraq to find weapons of mass destruction when they weren't the ones responsible for 9/11. It definitely is a time capsule of, yes, this movie was made in the 2000s and is very much of that time period. But again, it's still really funny. I think because it's done with puppets, I think because it's from the team that made South Park, it really has that satirical, mean-spirited comedy at points that has kept South Park on the air for as long as it has. This movie has no bones about trying to be emotional or heartfelt or have a good story. It is clearly set on making jokes and trying to be as offensive as possible. And I think it accomplishes both. Now, I have a thing where it's like, if you're offensive but you're not funny, then that just makes a joke even worse. And I know this movie is just wildly offensive among Muslims, among Asians, but for some reason, because it's so over the top, it just makes me laugh. I'm like, it's so stupid I can't get mad at these representations. That being said though, the offensive jokes that actually made me laugh weren't the biggest laughs that I got throughout the movie. Just the fact that this movie is made entirely with puppets is what got me laughing with pretty much everything. There's that montage scene where the main character, Gary Johnson, is trying to wonder if he really wants to join Team America. But it's clearly a montage where they just put the puppet in front of several landmarks in Washington, D.C. Because you see real people walking in the background. The puppet's clearly not to scale. It's just a small miniature. So that had me laughing. The puppet sex scene is just downright absurd. Like, it is hilariously over the top, especially when you watch the unrated version. The other two jokes in this movie that really got to me was how they portray Matt Damon in this movie. Matt Damon. That's all I need to say. And then Kim Jong-il's Panthers. When that moment happened and the Panthers are unleashed among Team America, I laughed hard just because it's two really adorable black cats that walk out and are just wandering around the set. And when it comes time for them to kill Danny Glover and Sean Penn, that moment just had me laughing. Similar to how Kim Jong-il has a tank full of nurse sharks and they're just destroying this puppet. It's absurd and I love it. Now, the one joke in this movie that absolutely does not work, does not make me laugh, and could never be done today is when Chris tells Gary about why he doesn't trust actors. And it's essentially him being gang raped by the cast of Cats when he was younger. And I thought, yeah, that's not really funny. I know there's a handful of people out there that think, man, these younger generations are just too sensitive and whatnot, but come on, rape jokes are never funny. Like, it's just not a pleasant thing to make a joke about, ever. Much like you can't really joke about broken down war veterans. Like, you just don't want to go there. To wrap things up though, the best way I can describe Team America World Police is that it's the best G.I. Joe movie we have ever gotten. Similar to how in 2004, The Incredibles came out and that ended up being the best Fantastic Four movie we ever got. Team America has that very over-the-top jingoistic attitude that really embodied the 2000s in America. And you're just like, yeah, this can't be taken seriously at all. There are some jokes that really work, some jokes that are offensive but still got a laugh out of me, and then there's that one joke that I mentioned that just doesn't work at all. So at the end of the day, I say it's good, but it's not great. It very much is what it is. It's not a groundbreaking comedy by any means, but it definitely gets the job done. And if the South Park team ever reconsidered doing a sequel for this movie, I'm curious to see how they would actually pull it off. It's probably never going to happen considering how rough the production was on this movie, just getting all the puppetry down. But I will say, for what it is, it's a lot of fun. And there you go, that's my review for Team America World Police. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, I do apologize that this series started off late. I was supposed to review this movie last week, but there's a lot going on that I just didn't have the time. That being said, rather than waiting 2 weeks for the next review, I'm going to give you guys the next retro review next Wednesday, and that movie will be 1941. Now, when I set off to do this month's set of retro reviews, I guess I should have emphasized comedy with quote fingers, because I got a lot to say about this one right here. But before we go, I want to say thank you to all my YouTube members right here. If you want to help support the channel even more and allow me to create more content in the future, you can join via YouTube memberships. Right now you get early access to all of my videos a day before they're released to the public, but soon you'll get some exclusive content that no one else gets to see. I have one tier you can join for only $1.99 a month, and I want to thank you all who are already subscribed to the channel or members already. So until next time, I want to know what you guys think about Team America World Police. Whatever your opinions are, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button to get notifications. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, Threads, and my theme park and travel channel right here on YouTube. I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, have a good day and take care of yourselves.